Hello, today in math we're going to be learning about real-world math, graphing on a coordinate plane. The standard we're working on today is represent real-world and mathematical problems by graphing points in the first quadrant of the coordinate plane and interpret coordinate values of points in the context of the situation. Our essential question today is how can I use a coordinate plane to solve real-world problems? Okay, before you begin watching the rest of this presentation, I want you to activate your prior knowledge and think about what situations in the real world might you need to use a coordinate plane for. Go ahead and pause this video just for a couple seconds and think about what real world situations you might actually need to use a coordinate plane for and graph some things. Okay, before we go ahead and do some real world examples, we're going to go ahead and practice graphing some regular plots on the coordinate grid. Just to kind of get a little bit warmed up. So number one here we have 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and use my highlighter to show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to start at 0, 0, and I'm going to go to the x-coordinate, which is 1. I'm going to go over 1, and then the second coordinate, the y-axis, is 2. So I'm going to go up 2. 1, 2. So my point is going to be right there. Oops. 1, 2. Okay, now I'm going to have 3, 5. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a little smaller, go over 3, and then up 5. Okay, now when I plot this, I'm going to make my plot right here, 3, 5. Okay, I want you to go ahead and try the rest of those in your head using your finger. I know you won't be able to actually plot them, but I want you to just go ahead and make sure you know how to do that. Make sure the first coordinate is the x-coordinate. That's where you go over first. Then the second coordinate is the y. That's where you go up. So make sure you're always going starting at the 0, go over and up. Okay? Go ahead and do those, and then when you're done, you can go ahead and press play again. Okay, let's try this one. Charlie is planning out the garden plot he's going to put in his backyard. He wants to sketch it out on a coordinate plane. Each square in the graph represents 1 foot. What does his graph look like? What is the area and perimeter of his garden plot? They don't tell us what his garden, what he wants it to look like, what kind of vegetables he wants, so that's all going to be up to you. For the sake of time, I'm just going to pick 2 vegetables. So I'm going to go ahead and plant some carrots in his garden. And I'm going to say maybe he wants his garden in the back corner of his backyard. Oh, so let me get on my carrots. That's gray. Okay, so here's some carrots. I don't want a highlighter. So some carrots over here. And these carrots are not really that big, but I'm just showing how big, they're kind of over there. That's just showing that there are carrots right there. Okay, and we're going to plant some, let's put some tomatoes in there too. So here's my red, I'm going to put some tomatoes here. They should be red. Okay, and I'm going to draw a nice little fence around my garden. He's going to go right here. And he probably has a fence in between the 2 vegetables too. Okay, so now my question says, and when you do this you can make whatever kind of garden you want. Okay. Each square in the graph represents 1 foot. What does his graph look like? That's what it looks like. What is the area and perimeter of his garden plot? Okay, so I have this point is, let me make my pencil a little thinner. Okay, so this is going to be 9. So I go over and then I go up. So it's 9, 2. This one is going to be at 3, and then I go up 2, so 3, 2. This point over here is going to be at 9, 9. this one over here is going to be 3.9. Okay, so when I count the perimeter, I'm going to do the perimeter first. I'm going to go on the outside. So I'm going to say, let me change my color here, and I'm going to go with purple to count the sides of my garden. So this one over here has 3, 2, and this one has 9, 2. 2 is a constant because it's always the same on this line. So I'm going from 3 to 9. So I'm going 6 spots. And up here it's the same thing because I have from 3 to 9 over here. So I have 6 feet right there because it tells me each unit is 1 foot. Okay? Now going down, I have 9 in the x-coordinate and 9 in the x-coordinate because it's the same. It's going on the same x-coordinate. But I'm going from 9 to 2, so I'm going to have 7 there. And I know it's going to be the same on the other side. So when I do the perimeter, I can add all these numbers together. I can add 14 and 12. So I know the perimeter is 26. Sorry, this is messy. And when I do the area, I'm going to multiply. So I know that the area equals 6 times 7. Okay. So the next one that you do, you're going to go ahead and do it on your own. Okay, go ahead and screenshot this page, and then you're going to do your own garden on Notability, and then send it over to me. Feel free to do a 3-minute one like I did, and just use 2 vegetables or 2 kinds of flowers or whatever you want, or make it this big, beautiful garden. It's completely up to you. And I look forward to seeing those soon.